there's people helping each other. If you don't have a specific expertise in something, but I know someone in the community that might have it, then I'll connect you guys both so that you can, collaborate and create something. So I see this really reflected in Research Hub. So where people with different metrics or ideals for success come together to create a shared value, I would say.
That's amazing. Cool. Well, let's hop into the platform. Let's take a look. I know there's a lot of people in the world that actually want to see what you guys have built and what this platform does. Look at some of the cool features. So I've done a good amount of research at AB. Our mission is research, education, and investing. A very large portion of my job is research. Just from digging into some of you guys' past interviews with yourselves, with some other core members, one of your core members, Jonathan, described Research Hub as a Reddit for science. And on chain. And I mean, I think that's beautiful and well said and a big deal, right? I've been speaking a lot about Reddit in the past couple months with our activity on Farcaster increasing. Now, I think Reddit was so successful because, it built the infrastructure for communities to build even more, right? So, Reddit, their team didn't have to fill out and populate all of the different subreddits, right? They just built that infrastructure that enabled so many other people to build for them. But, I think in recent years, you've seen Reddit struggling because the people that build those communities, like the mods, they don't really get paid, right? So you see them going on strike and you see them, shutting down subreddits. And you look at something like Farcaster and Warpcast, shouts out to those teams in that application. They're absolutely revolutionizing that because they have a similar stack like Reddit, but you're actually incentivizing, fixing these broken incentives, making it so that all these, content creators and moderators can actually earn. So I think if we take a look at, Research Hub and see you guys doing a sort of version of that, but specifically focused on science and scientists and the science community and publishing, I think that's amazing. So I want to know, from the perspective of building Research Hub first, what is the definition of success for the platform? Now, I've been listening to Barmstrong, shouts out Big B, and Joyce, the co-founders of Research Hub. They said on a good day, BioArchive has 10% of biomedical literature. I want to know, what is the first thing that you guys check every day when you open up Research Hub as builders? What key metrics are you hype about? What are you checking daily to ensure that Research Hub is growing well or not? And are those metrics public and can we see them?
Jeff, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so we have like a few North Star metrics that we're looking at from the angle of like the platform. We have weekly active contributors. So these are essentially users who perform any kind of action on the platform. So you can have users that are just passively browsing and just like being consumers of the content. But a weekly active contributor is someone who's like doing some kind of meaningful action on the platform. So that's one metric that we look at. The other metric that I think is a better metric in my opinion, but it's a little bit more niche, is how many peer reviews are coming in through the platform. So one of the big initiatives we have is like incentivized peer review. So we're putting money up for scientists to come in and peer review specifically preprints from BioArchive and Archive. And that number, we set a goal for that, and we're hitting that every couple weeks. And so, in my opinion, that is success because we're hitting our goals that we're setting, but we're also filling in this like really underappreciated area in science right now, which is people do not get paid money to peer review content, and that causes huge bottlenecks in the publication flow. And so I'm particularly excited about that because we're resolving like a bottleneck where we're bringing the scale closer to fair by giving money to people for their time. And it's resulting in people being very happy to come on the platform because we're like the venue that provides that. So that's like probably, in my opinion, like the best metric to look at least in the stage that we're at now.
And maybe Jeff, we want to give a little bit of context around like what is a preprint, what is a peer review process, because like it's basically think about a research team in a lab. They are working on on a specific research, and now they want to publish this research. out for the public to see it. So what happens is that they draft a manuscript. So, they put together a draft summarizing the research, the results, their methods that they use to conduct the research. And then when they want to publish it, what they do is they send this draft, which is basically called the preprint, to a journal for to be considered for publication. What a journal does is the journal recruits some peer reviewers, so reviewers of this, of scientific publications. And what they do is they read a draft, they put on some comments, and they say, I would accept or reject this paper for publication. The problem with this whole peer review process is that the peer reviewers are not paid. They're basically doing this job for free. And so when Jeff was saying that we're really proud about our peer review initiative, is that we on Research Hub are instead paying peer reviewers about $150 to $200 per peer review. So that's where, I think Research Hub is a bit changing the rules of the game with what we're doing.